Eala faces in-form Marta Kostyuk in Italian Open debut. Eala is driven to make her mark on clay. In only her second tournament appearance this season in her favorite court surface, the 19-year-old Filipina takes on in-form Marta Kostyuk of Ukraine in her opening Italian Open match at the Foro Italico Tennis Center. Eala has risen to a career best no. 70 after her clay debut at the Madrid Open, where she hurdled her opening match against Victoria Tomova of Bulgaria, but blew a one-set lead in her grudge match against world no. 2 Iga Swiatek. That match represented Swiatek's payback against Eala, who stunned the Polish star with a breakout run at the Miami Open last March that also featured impressive victories over world no. 6 Madison Keys and no. 18 Jelena Ostapenko. The Italian Open is Eala's third WTA 1000 tournament this season and her last before the French Open, where the Filipina teenager will be seeded into the main draw for the first time in her career. No wonder the field in Rome is just as loaded with players all gearing up for the clay Grand Slam, beginning with Swiatek no. 4 Jessica Pegula, American Coco Gauff, and world no. 1 and Madrid Open winner, Aryna Sabalenka. Eala's opponent, Kostyuk, is ranked no. 27 in the world, but is considered a rising force in the game and is best known for her fearless play and giant-killing ways. Kostyuk made headlines earlier this year in Doha by stunning Gauff 6-2, 7-5 in the Qatar Open. Most recently, she pushed Sabalenka to the limit in a tense semifinal showdown in Madrid that was only decided by 2 tight tiebreaks, 7-6-4, 7-6-7. Eala and Kostyuk are scheduled to clash around 10:30 p.m. Manila time on Wednesday as the 5th match on the grandstand arena. Eala faces in-form Marta Kostyuk in Italian Open debut, a new chapter on her own clay. The sun rises over Rome with golden intensity, casting long shadows across the terracotta-colored courts of the Foro Italico. Amid the timeless beauty of the eternal city, a new narrative is about to unfold, one not of emperors or poets, but of power, grace, and unrelenting ambition. In the 2025 Italian Open, a thrilling chapter begins as Eala, the 19-year-old prodigy from the Philippines, steps onto the court for her tournament debut. Her opponent, the fierce and in-form Marta Kostyuk, the world no. 27 and one of the WTA's rising titans. This is more than a first-round match. It is a symbolic clash between 2 generations of fearless women writing their own stories in a game that increasingly embraces diversity, youth, and boldness. From Manila to the majors. Eala's unlikely rise. For Eala, every tournament is a lesson, every victory a milestone, every appearance on a major stage a quiet declaration, I belong here. She has come a long way from the bustling courts of Manila, where the echoes of bouncing balls competed with traffic and heat. Coached in the rigorous environment of the Rafael Nadal Academy, Eala has carved out a unique style, left-handed, topspin-heavy, strategic, and endlessly composed. She plays with the patience of a clay court veteran and the heart of a pioneer. Now ranked inside the WTA top 70 and fresh off a historic semifinal run at the Miami Open, where she stunned elite players like Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek, Eala is not just on the radar, she is setting it. But Rome is a different beast. The red clay demands more than talent. It demands adaptability, endurance, and emotional control. And waiting across the net is someone who knows how to turn pressure into fire. Marta Kostyuk, a storm in full swing. Ukrainian Marta Kostyuk is not just a name on the draw sheet, she is a force. At 22, she has already achieved a WTA singles title, cracked the top 30, and reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. Her game is built on aggression, rapid footwork, and explosive baseline power. She plays with unfiltered emotion, often using her intensity to break opponents' rhythm and confidence. Kostyuk comes into the Italian Open in formidable form. Her recent wins over top 10 players and deep runs in tournaments have made her one of the most dangerous unseeded threats on the tour. She is not here to cruise. She's here to conquer. And that's what makes this matchup so electric. 2 rising stars, one seasoned by wartime resilience, the other by cultural trailblazing, standing across from each other in one of tennis's most revered settings. Styles make matches. On paper, it's a classic contrast of styles. Kostyuk's high-octane aggression versus Eala's tactical nuance. The Ukrainian will try to hit through Eala, taking time away and pressuring with every return. Eala, in contrast, will look to absorb and redirect that power, using her superior point construction to pull Kostyuk into uncomfortable territory. Eala's left-handed serve and looping forehands could trouble Kostyuk on clay, where timing becomes more difficult and errors are magnified. On the other hand, if Eala's first serve falters, Kostyuk's punishing returns could seize control early and often. Mentality will also play a role. Eala is known for her cool demeanor, rarely rattled, rarely rushed. Kostyuk wears her emotions on her sleeve, and when she's locked in, that passion becomes fuel. But if frustration sets in, it can also become a crack. The weight of representation. For Eala, every match is more than personal. It is cultural. She is the face of Filipino tennis, and arguably Southeast Asia's most promising tennis export in decades. Each match she plays on a global stage is a signal to young players back home. It's possible. You can dream bigger. It is rare to see a Filipina in the main draw of a major WTA 1000 event. Rarer still to see one ranked among the world's top players, calmly exchanging ground strokes with the best of them. Eala carries this responsibility with quiet pride. She doesn't need to shout it. Her racket does the talking. And now, against a proven and surging Kostyuk, she has a chance not just to participate in Rome, but to leave her mark. Rome and the new guard. The Italian Open has long been a battleground where future champions prove themselves on the brutal beauty of clay. Legends like Sharapova, Stravina, and Nadal have triumphed here. But this year, the spotlight shifts toward a new generation. Players born after 2000 with no fear of legacy, only hunger for their own. In many ways, Eala versus Kostyuk is a microcosm of this new era. Two young women from countries often underrepresented in global tennis, now standing shoulder to shoulder with the sport's elite. Their presence in this draw reflects not just their personal work, but a broader shift in tennis, toward inclusion, toward globalism, toward fresh stories that begin far from Wimbledon's grass or Roland Garros's grandstands. The outcome is secondary. The moment is not. Win or lose, this match matters. For Eala, it is a measure of how far she's come and how close she may be to the very top. For Kostyuk, it is a chance to continue her march toward becoming a household name. But for fans watching in Rome, in Manila, in Kiev, and all over the world, this match is something even more beautiful, a reminder that greatness can come from anywhere. That youth, determination, and vision can light fires in even the most traditional corners of sport. As the umpire calls time and the players take their places, a quiet intensity fills the Roman air. Rackets are gripped. Eyes focus. The past and future of tennis hold their breath. Because this is not just a debut. This is a declaration.